Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to another video. Day 2 of the back-to-back videos. Today we are going to be playing Bushwhacker Zoo. So yeah, pretty much just a bunch of burning trees and hidden herbalists into goblin bushwhackers and reckless bushwhackers. And then we've got a little bit of devastating summons in there to make things a little bit spicy. Manamorphose to make our hidden herbalists and burning trees function a little bit more efficiently. And we've got the lovely new legendary Satyr, which is why we've chucked in a couple of Fire Drinker Satyrs just to try it out. Let's get into some games. So this is a pretty easy mulligan. Sure, I guess we'll keep this and hope for the best. Let's get rid of, I guess, one of the Necatals. So we just have to hope we draw another land, really. If we draw a second land, this hand could go great. If we don't, it could be really bad. Okay, that kind of helps. So we'll get a Stomping Grounds. We'll take the damage, and let's lead off with Goblin Guide. Until we draw a white source, Wild Necat's not going to do anything other than more than Goblin Guide. So, okay, and they have a Tarmogoyf. That's going to get in the way pretty well. It would be nice if this deck could fit like a couple of Path to Exiles in, but it's pretty hard to fit anything in. Like, we've got the 4 Atarkus commands. Maybe some of those would be better as paths. Okay, goodbye Tarmogoyf. That's nice to see. So they're going to take 2, and over to them. So we've got the Wild Necat if we don't draw anything, but ideally we will be playing... Oh, sweet. So I love the new edition of Wrenn and 6 and Jund decks, because it does absolutely fuck all against most aggro decks, which is really nice. Here we're going to go ahead and... We're actually going to play the Fire Drinker Satyr, because if we do get the Gala in play, it will make it bigger. I guess you could argue that maybe you should do it the other way around then, because it will get haste, but yeah. So we're going to get him for 2, hopefully not reveal a Tarmogoyf, which we don't. Sweet. Tarmogoyf is going to get in the way pretty well against us. I don't know if it's worth bringing in Makers of the Moon against them, just because they're 3 colours, so that might be something to consider. And they're going to do it. Wow, that was a really bad play. Just saying how shit Wrenn and 6 is against us, and I go ahead and do that. That was pretty bad. That was a big misplay, but it's okay, it's okay. Oh, and they got a Scavenging Ooze to eat it up as well. Brilliant. That was very, very bad for us, because now it stops our Goblin Guide as well. Whereas if we had the Wild Necat now, we would be swinging in. I think we're just going to play a Wild Necat here and pass the turn. I think we're going to have to get pretty lucky with some land drops and do a very big devastating summons to close this game out. Definitely not over, but it's not looking good. This is when you feel that, like, you know, Manamorphose would be better off if it was something else. But really the deck's not going to function on one land regardless, so it's not like we haven't done anything every single time we've played something, so it's not like we've missed out on a turn. And these wouldn't be lands. It's not like we've cut a land to play it. So they're going to deal 1 damage of Wrenn and 6 to the Wild Necatal. What, are they then going to Fulminate a Mage our Stomping Grounds? Oh no, they're going to play the 3-mana creature with Death Touch. No, oh, okay. And they're going to give us a land. That was very kind of them. Not sure I agree with that. Just to eat it? Sure. Okay, so what do we want to do? Let's start off with a Manamorphose and see what we get. That's pretty perfect, so we'll shock. play Burning Tree Emissary. So we'll take our 2 mana. We'll Manamorphose, just in case we get like another Burning Tree or something like that. Nope. Okay, sweet. So we float the red, play Devastating Summons, sacrificing all 3 lands. And when that resolves, we're then going to search the Bushwhacker. Obviously we're just going to ignore Wrenn and 6 at this point. Everything out our opponent. And just hope that we get in enough. Barrenmoor was revealed, which is, I believe, a land. Yeah. They play a lot of the Cycling lands now, or like they play like 1 of each, I think, because of Wrenn and 6. So they're going to eat a creature here, probably eat 1, which will put them up to 15, or after it dies. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Wait, is that right? 4, 8, 10, 13, yeah. So they're going to go up to 2, but I think that might just be enough. We will find out, I guess. But so they're going to tick down Wrenn and 6, kill the Reckless Bushwhacker. Yep. So they could play like a Tarmogoyf or something. That would be pretty good. Bloodbraid, yeah. Into Wrenn and 6, which doesn't do a lot. So they've got 2 creatures. Okay, so any creature with haste will do it. So hopefully we will draw a Goblin Guide or something. Wooded Foothills. Sure, so we'll play the Foothills. And do we attack? I guess. We can't really just sit back, can we? So they're going to get another land. Sweet, so they go down to 1. Obviously with the Scavenging Ooze they are going to gain 1. Oh, only 1 more life. So at the end of our opponent's turn, we can use Wooded Foothills to go fetch the Dryad Arbor if that's what we want to do. Yeah, that's fine. Alternatively, we can use we can get it to get a Stomping Ground. I guess we can use this to get the Stomping Ground. I think we want to try and get a trigger off this Galia and draw some cards. Wrenn and 6, sure. Okay. I was going to say we could sacrifice the Dryad Arbor in response, just like what Boggles does, but I think we'd rather a land at this point. So they've gone up to 3. I think we want to fetch the Dryad Arbor here. Now if we draw a Goblin Guide, that's lethal, which we do, sweet. So we get the Sacred Foundry, shock, play the Goblin Guide, and we'll swing for 3. Sweet. On to the next one. So what do we want to board in against them? Blood Moon might be okay against them. think, yeah, I think Blood Moon might. Boris Charmer's potential. I don't think Leyline is going to be worth it. It's good against Scavenging Ooze, Tarmogoyf. Ren and 6 probably just comes out against us anyway. I'm pretty tempted by the Magus of the Moon though. What would we take out for it? Ataka's Command? But we need the top deck direct damage really. One card that might be worth taking out is Devastating Summons, just because you need generally a Bushwhacker for it to work. And if our opponent's using Liliana and things like that to make us discard, it can be hard to set up. But I think that the upside of it is worth the risk. And I don't think Boris Charmer is going to be that much better, if it is at all. Yeah, sure, we'll keep this. So we've got 1-drop into 2 1-drops, and hopefully on turn 3 we can use a Devastating Summons with a Bushwhacker if we can find one. We do lack a green source at the moment, but we do have the Manamorphose to help us. So we've got like turn 1 Goblin Guide, turn 2 Fire Drinker Satyr, and Wild Nakato from the Manamorphose. And they're just going to play a tapped land. Okay, never mind. So we'll shock. We will play the Wild Nakato first. You could play the Goblin Guide. I think it's pretty tough here to decide which one you want to go with. So you can play the Wild Nakato, and then because of the Sacred Foundry, it'll swing for 3 next turn. Alternatively, you can play the Goblin Guide and get in for 2. Long term, generally the Goblin Guide does work out better. So here we're going to go Sacred Foundry. We will shock. I think we might as well just use the Manamorphose now. Let's go double red, and we do find a Bushwhacker. Sweet. So next time we've got our play set up. I might as well use this Manamorphose now. Yeah. That's the Fire Drinker, so yeah, sure. So we're going to go Goblin Guide, Fire Drinker Satyr, and we'll swing in. So if our opponent hasn't got a discard card, we're going to get in a shitload of damage next turn. Alternatively, if they do have Liliana, we can always just pitch the Fire Drinker Satyr. That's not the end of the world. We still got our main combo. Assassin's Trophy, which is great, but unfortunately we've drew our mountain. That is annoying, but it's not the end of the world. We could play an additional forest, or we could play a forest in the deck, but with the amount of Goblin Guides and stuff, I don't think it's worth it. We'll sacrifice the Goblin Guide. You could sacrifice the Fire Drinking Satyr because it dies to Ren and 6, but I think the ability to pump and the fact that it pumps off Galia as well is probably worth keeping that instead. So we're going to go... We do have another option here, which is just play the Fire Drinker Satyr, pump the other one and kill their Liliana. But I think we probably just want to Devastating Summons now. And just hope they don't have a damnation. So we're attacking them for 4, 8, 11. If we attack them for 13, it puts them down to 4. Alternatively, we can kill the Liliana. I think we want to kill the Liliana just because we need these cards. We're pretty ahead on board, but you know I don't want us to fall behind. 6 life is pretty low anyway. Scavenging Ooze is fine. They've only got one green source, so that is not as powerful as it could be. And sweet, they're just going to concede. On to the next one. So this time we get to be on the play. We definitely want to go first. Ooh, this hand is going to be a mulligan. If we had one more land, it would have been really nice because we've got the Fire Drinker Satyrs and the Gallia, but we're going to mulligan that. Yeah, we'll keep this. So we've got turn 1 Fire Drinker Satyr into turn 2 Herbalist and Gallia. We need to get rid of a land, probably. Yeah. We'll get rid of the Dryad Arbor. We're going to have to keep the fetch for turn 2 for the Hidden Herbalist, so we're going to shock, play the Fire Drinker Satyr, and we will pass. And then next turn we'll be attacking for, what, 5 on turn 2 with 7 power on board. See what our opponent can do on turn 1. Okay, so they could have something like Path. This probably changes what we want to do. So we can go fetch, Hidden Herbalist, Manamorphose into Bushwhacker or Gallia. I think what we're going to do is fetch, use the Hidden Herbalist, use Manamorphose, get red-green, so then we have the option, and see what we draw. Because if we draw something like a Burning Tree, then that changes things. Here we want, do we want to, no, let's just go for a Stomping Ground again. Yeah, so 1 red, 1 green, and see what we get. A mountain, so that doesn't really change anything. We'll go with the Bushwhacker just because it gives everything. Sorry, the Hidden Herbalist haste. Next time we can use Gallia to discard the mountain, assuming they don't remove everything. This nice chunk of damage as well. And our opponent didn't have Path or anything like that by the look of it. Oh, so they got one of the Sweet New Forests. I don't even know what set these are from. Probably like the newest Unhinged equivalent. And they're going to play Spell Sky, which is pretty good. It's a good blocker at least, but I think just because we were on the play and we had such an aggressive turn, we're looking pretty good at the moment. So we'll play the fetch land first. We'll play Gallia, and we'll swing with everyone. This way we definitely discard the mountain, because we would rather keep the foothills, sorry, the Windswept Heath. A lot of people do only play like 3 or 2 of these, or sometimes not even any, but I think it's just bonkers how strong it is. The ability to attack with 3 or more creatures and just draw 2 cards is crazy. Opponent is in the tank. There we go. So attack with everyone. Trigger Gallia. Yes, we'll discard the mountain at random. Sweet. So now we know we need to get a Sacred Foundry with this, and then we can just do both of those next turn. Alternatively, we could play the Goblin Guide this turn, in case we draw another 1-drop. That probably is better. our opponent playing very slow, considering nothing's happening. Okay. Yeah, so we're just going to play the Goblin Guide now, because if we draw another one drop like a Wild Nickel, we would like to play it as soon as possible. So we have to get the Sacred Foundry here. Yes, we will pay the 2, and we'll play a main phase 2 Goblin Guide, which is not very common, but in this case we do want to be mana efficient. Sweet, onto some sideboarding. I don't know exactly what they are. We've seen a Spell Sky and 2 Forests, so they could be Infect. I know Infect plays Spell Sky. Other than that, not really much of an idea, so we're just going to run it back. If we are against Infect, I guess we play Magus of the Moon to shut off their Ink Moths, but there's not really a lot else we can do to interact with them. This hand is very slow, so we've got turn 1 Goblin Guide, turn 2 kick the Bushwhacker, turn 3 hope that we have something to do with the other Bushwhacker. No, I think we can do better than that. Yeah, this seems way better. So we'll keep this, and we will put... Sacred Foundry onto the bottom. And hopefully we will draw a 1-drop. It might just be worth hardcasting the Bushwhacker here. I doubt it though. Okay, yeah, so we'll just play the Foothills and pass. I might be getting a Dryad Arbor with this. So then next turn we can do the Burning Tree, everything as normal, but the 3rd turn we can go Bushwhacker and attack with it if we really draw nothing. Yes, it does look like our opponent's on Infect. Yep, that's a pretty strong signal, and they got another Spell Sky, sure. Yeah, so end of turn, I do think it is worth getting the Dryad Arbor here. And we draw a Fire Drinker Satyr, so not going to make much of a difference. Let's go Wooded Foothills, fetch a Stomping Ground. Okay, so we can go Burning Tree into Bushwhacker. And then next turn we'll use the Manamorphose to get red off of our Dryad Arbor. Sweet, and then Surge. We're only going to get him for like, what, 2 damage here, but it's better than nothing. It's a shame we can't fit Spirit Ape into the deck, just because like we could have just exiled this instead and played another 1-drop there and got an extra 3 damage. It's hard to tell if it's worth it or not. I used to play, I think it was like 1 of the Spirit Apes, just to exile just occasionally, because if you draw like 2, then obviously you're very unlikely to be able to play anything after the next couple of turns. So our opponent's going to swing in here. They might Groundswell and get him for 5 or something. They're going to have to do something. Sure. At this point it is just a race, like we can't interact with them. I assume they're not going to do much to interact with us. Yes, they're just Groundswelled. They're going to get him for... Oh, Jesus, okay. So we just have to try and win. Let's get... I guess we can get the Temple Garden this time. Doesn't really make much of a difference. Yes. So we'll play the Hidden Herbalist. We will then use Manamorphose. Oh shit, that was wrong. No, yes it was. we should have used the Dryad Arbor in the Temple Garden to do that. Because now we only have access to 2 red. So hopefully we will draw a green 1-drop here. No. Okay. Well, at least we can use the Dryad Arbor to attack with. As we are probably dead next turn. So they're going to block the biggest creature, which is going to be this. So they're going to take 2, 5, 8, 9, 10, down to 4. If we had that, we would have gotten an extra 1. So, whilst it definitely was a misplay, it's not the end of the world. It is often forgotten, but Ataka's command does have a lovely line of text at the bottom. Creatures you control get +1/+1, and the magical word of reach. So if we had that in our hand, we could have just kept a couple of creatures back, Ataka's command, and blocked the Ink Moth. Unfortunately, we didn't have it in our hand at the time, so we weren't to know that. But that would have been an option available, like attack with a couple, and then block it, and then next turn try and finish them off. Yeah, so we are just going to yield, and if they have it, they have it. What do you got? Pretty much anything does it here. Yeah, that'll do it. Sweet, on to the next one. Yeah, I do think it's probably worth bringing in the Magus. I don't think Tin Street Hooligan is worth it. It does destroy Spell Skype, that's about it. Yeah, I think we're going to bring in Magus of the Moon. And we'll take out... don't know actually, if we're on the play, do we want to try and race them? Is that easier? Problem is we just don't have removal, so if they have like the turn 1 infect creature, it's going to be hard to race if they just have a couple of infect pump spells, sorry. I don't want to be using Ataka's command defensively. So let's try that. And see what happens. Well, that has no land. Okay, this one has land, and it also has the white source for the Wild and Cattle, which is nice. And I do like the fact that if you draw multiples of Galia, you can just discard them. So we will keep, in this case, we might as well just get rid of one of them though. It's very unlikely that they're going to be able to remove them. So we've got turn 1, turn 2, and then turn 3 we can just play a Bushwhacker, kick the other one, sorry, surge the other one. Yeah. So let's go that one, shock, play a cat, and pass the turn. Next turn we can attack for 5, which will put them down to 15, and then the turn after that it'd be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it's still not lethal. Another Bushwhacker, sure. So green, red for Galia. Sweet. We've been pretty fortunate that our opponent hasn't had like a 1-mana infect creature so far. Oh, is our opponent stuck on land? That sucks. Also, we did draw the 3rd land for the Bushwhacker, so we're going to go just regular cast the first one and then surge the second one. We could have just kicked that, but I think at this point we just want to kill them as quickly as possible. Which I do think this is a better way of doing it. do we want to discard this for 2 cards? Normally I'd say probably not, but considering we don't have a card to surge it with, we are probably going to. Yeah, let's do it. Sweet. Goblin Guide is great, and Devastating Summons could be sweet as well. I don't see any way that our opponent can win at this point, fortunately. It does suck that they got stuck on land though, but that is just one of the things to play an infect. You need to find one of your, like, what, 12 infect creatures. Anyway, yeah, let's play one more. I'll see you in the next one. And back for the 3rd game. Yeah, we'll keep this. We've got a turn 1 Goblin Guide into turn 2 that kicked, and then hopefully we'll draw a 3rd land and we'll Devastating Summons on the 3rd turn. So they've got, oh wow, they've got new artwork. That looks amazing. So we'll Yude through theirs. So we'll play Stomping Grounds into Goblin Guide. Let's get in for 2. Hopefully we don't give them one of the other pieces. Ugin, is that the 4-drop one? Sorry, 6-drop. Urza's Power Plant, Urza's Mine, and they've probably just got Urza's Tower, yes. So this is going to be a tough one. We'll play the Mountain, and I guess we could Manamorphose this turn if we want. I don't see any benefit to it though. No, we're going to do it next turn. That way if we draw like a Hidden Herbalist, for example, we can use it. So we're getting for 5. Okay, so do we have lethal next turn is the ultimate question. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So yes, we do, unless they make a blocker. So they need to kill the Goblin Guide here, if they want to survive, really. Oh no, I forget the top one makes it 2/2, yeah. Well, that works too. We draw another Bushwhacker. Okay, so let's fetch. Does it matter here? We get the Sacred Foundry. We're gonna go red-green. Another Bushwhacker. Okay, so is it best to play Devastating Summons this turn or wait till next turn? I think we might want to wait till next turn. So, what are we scared of happening? Worm Coil's probably the worst thing, and Ugin minus. Yeah, Ugin would. Okay, so what we're going to do is cast one, and then we're going to surge the other one, and we're going to do Devastating Summons next turn. Because if they are able to raft the board, even with anything really, then we need to be able to play another wave basically. Thragtusk is pretty good against us, but it won't be enough next time, I don't think. So they play Thragtusk, go back up to 12, and then they're going to take like what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Maybe it was correct to Devastating Summons that turn. I think it's pretty close either way. Hopefully, okay, that's not what we wanted. Oh, that was a big misplay earlier. We should have saved the Windswept Heath because now we could have got a Dryad Arbor. But that's okay. So let's go Temple Garden. That can be tapped. Doesn't make much difference at this point. 3 red. Devastating Summons. Let's get rid of all of these. And we'll swing in. They're going to block. I assume they're going to block both of the elementals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they're going to go down to 3. So Wormcoil would be a big issue, but I don't know if they even still play Wormcoil, to be honest. 8-drop Ugin would be bad because then they could just minus and would lose everything. That was what I was scared of last turn. It looks pretty good too. Yeah, that's going to be game. Okay, on to the next one. We are going to bring in our Magus of the Moons. And I think that's it. You can bring in the Tin Streets as well, but I don't think it's worth it. Attacker's Command does stop the life gain from Wormcoil, but I'm not 100% sure they even play it. So, yeah, let's get rid of those. Bring in the Magus of the Moons, and that should be able to shut off most of what they're able to do with Magus of the Moon anyway. So we're going to be on the play. We definitely want to take advantage of that. Turn 1 Fire Drink Satyr. Turn 2 Bushwhacker. Sure. It might be worth keeping the Bushwhacker for turn 3. We'll see what we draw. In fact, with only a Dryad Arbor, we might not be able to do a turn 2 anyway. And we'll pass the turn. Yeah, we've got a bit of an awkward hand with the Dryad Arbor. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be on the deck, if I'm honest. It's a bit weird. It does allow you to fetch it, but it's not really helped out at all. Sure, we'll use that. We will get the Sacred Foundry, I think. And yeah, this is where, like, do you want to keep the Bushwhacker for the Devastating Summons on turn 3? But we've got a Dryad Arbor, so we'll play the Hidden Herbalist. We'll Manamorphose. We'll make double red. We draw Burning Tree. So what we could do this turn is play Burning Tree Emissary, and then go into Pump Fire Drink Satyr, or alternatively we can go Burning Tree and just sacrifice 1 land to Devastating Summons, or 2. We could just give up on the Bushwhacker. Quite a lot of different avenues we can go. I think it's probably best to keep these 2 for each other. That is quite a long way away though. So if we sacrifice both lands, we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 power on board. I think that's what we're going to do then. Yeah, So we can have Devastating Summons, or we can pump the Fire Drain Cassator. We'll pump the Fire Drain Cassator. That was, for a long time I was considering playing the Devastating Summons there, but I don't think it's worth it because we'd be down a land. Now next time we can Bushwhacker. Yeah, I'm really not sure if that was the correct way to play that turn. I don't think so. Ancient Stirrings. Wow, they've got loads of artworks for Tron out on MTGO now. I've not seen that one before either. So if we could just draw a normal fetch land or shock land, that'd be great. Okay, so we'll play the Dryad Arbor, and we're just going to kick the Bushwhacker. Next time we'll do those, and they're just going to concede. Okay, sweet. On to the third game. Now that we're on the draw instead, I wonder if we do want the 10th Street Hooligan to blow up their different things, like they've got Expedition Map, the Stars, Chromatic, and whatever the other one is. I'm not sure. I don't think so. Just a little bit clunky, isn't it? Magus of the Moon is great if they don't have a very good turn 3. So if they go like turn 3 6-drop Ugin, and we're able to kill it and play the Magus of the Moon, that's fantastic. So I think it's fine to keep it in. Hopefully our opponent doesn't get the turn 3 Tron. Yeah, I think this is just going to have to go. Yeah, we'll keep this. Very unexciting turn 1, but we do have the turn 3 Magus of the Moon. Wow. Do we have the turn 3 Magus of the Moon? So we could be greedy and put one of the lands to the bottom. Or we can put the Gala to the bottom, or the Reckless Bushwhacker. So this way we're attacking for 4. This way we're attacking for 5. We'll put the Gala to the bottom here. I think that's pretty close. We could just put a land and be greedy, but our turn 3 is Magus of the Moon, and I think that's what we're pretty dependent on at this point. Yeah. Oh wow, that makes our choice way, way better. So turn 1 we can now fetch the Dryad if we want. That way turn 2 still does the same thing. Turn 3 would probably do the same thing as well. Can't see any overwhelming downside. Distortion, actually. Whatever that distortion card is, that's +3, -3. Yeah, we don't want to risk losing our third land drop from Magus of the Moon, I don't think. And there was no reason to pay the life there, but not that it makes much difference. We'll play a couple of Burning Trees. So what this allows us to do as well is have enough pressure. So if they do have a turn 3 Planeswalker, we should be able to still navigate around it. Yes, they did have the Spatial Contortion. So if we had fetched the Dryad Arbor there, that would have been awful for us. One thing I really want to be able to do is to play Mutagenic Growth against Tron. So when they Spatial Contortion my Burning Tree Emissary, it then becomes a 7/2. That would be pretty funny. So yeah, if we're like tapped out and they do that on it, the mutagenic growth would basically just about keep it alive, but it'd still get the pump from spatial contortion. And our opponent doesn't do much after that. So yeah, we're just going to slam this Magus of the Moon and hope that that's enough. So it doesn't stop their lands from producing mana, obviously, but it does mean that it's going to be a lot harder for them. Sweet. So we did win. That is like, what, 3 rounds played, I think. Thank you for watching. I think that's going to be enough for today. If you want to see more of any sort of format in particular, feel free to comment in the description. Thanks for watching. If you want to see Magic every day whilst you're locked up at home as well as me, then feel free to subscribe. Peace.